But
is he a villain in the world of UFC?
People love him.
People love him.
You do get the impression that all things are not as they appear. Like Jones is a good guy and he says the right things, but there are times you get the impression where he's not as nice a guy as he seems like he is. And now, even knowing that, I still like him because I've seen him at fights or I've seen him by the elevator, and he's always been really cool.
He's been very nice to us in here. But the one thing, my one observation, he's put Jim Norton. Well, a lot of these UFC fighters, I should say, have put Jim Norton in these holds, and other people. And John Jones was the one that might have just held it a little longer.
Well, Bobby Kelly too, he did. But that doesn't even bother me because he's a young guy, and sometimes young guys,
sure,
they're just a little more alpha. But I actually like the fact, I don't think I like him if he does cocaine, but if this stuff came out and this is who he is, and he's not a perfect guy, I kind of find that easier to swallow and more, and okay, that's fine, you fucked up. Now just cut it out and get back to work. Stop.
Now knock it off.
Yeah, just knock it off, admit what you were doing, if you were doing it, and then just fucking cut the shit and admit you're not all American, you're not perfect. You've done some dirty shit, and you're just a great fighter, and I can live with that.
That doesn't disqualify him from getting in a ring and kicking a I
I'd still enjoy him.
I'd still want to watch that. Yeah,
right. People are comparing him to Mike.
Just get your act together.
They're comparing him to Mike Tyson. Well,
I don't think he's as volatile.
Mike Tyson was an animal.
Yeah,
Did you read his book?
No.
Do you like
but I'm aware of
he was a fighter.
I just had no idea how much cocaine this guy was doing.
I had no idea that it fucked him up that way.
Fucking idea. During a lot of those big fights too, man. He was a heavy cocaine user.
Jones has fought his last few fights. He's fought well and he's won his fights and he's a tough fucking guy. But he has not knocked these guys out or finished some of them. And I'm wondering if the reason he's going the distance, is his training a little affected by maybe partying? Is he not training quite as hard? Or is he?
Man, they were saying that for the Gustafson fight, where it was really, really close, that he barely trained for that. That was the story, the rumor.
Because maybe that made Gustafson look better than it should have, because Gustafson fought him so tough. And Jones, I think, won the fight. Jones, I think, in the 4th and 5th rounds, proved himself to be a fucking champion. But then Gustafson fought Anthony Johnson in, where is it, Norway or Sweden, wherever the fuck he's from, in his home country in front of the biggest sports crowd. And Anthony Johnson fucking knocked his head off in less than 1 round. Anthony Johnson punched the shit out of Gustafson and killed him. So maybe
the other thing is too that Jones moved to Albuquerque to get away from the so-called elements that were leading him down the path of unrighteousness. He was trying to move there to just focus on MMA and train full time because he wasn't training full time. He was only doing camps.
I wonder if part of it is he's so bored too because he's such a natural at this.
Do you know when...
do you think that plays into it at all? Where you start thinking, Ronda Rousey, she's coming in here soon. She has no one to fight.
Yeah, but with Ronda, she's the forefront of the...
I live up here in Binghamton, I know a bunch of people that he used to train with and so forth, and the story is he's always been an asshole. He used to beat... and this is all hearsay, guy, but apparently he used to beat the hell out of people on the regular, and his brothers were bullies and all this shit. So he's not very liked.
A lot of fighters probably have that history too. George Foreman was a bully, and he used to fucking mug people, or at least take lunch money from or money from kids.
Oh, can you imagine Foreman's taking your lunch money? How do you handle that?
I think it was a boxer who he used to take money from. I forget when it was someone else who became a professional fighter. I'm probably butchering the story. But, look.
They're tough guys.
They are. They're tough guys.
Right.
Ronda, though, the difference is she still has something to prove every time because she's the biggest woman. She's one of the biggest stars in MMA, but she has to knock people out a certain... she's never gone beyond the 3rd round. Ronda's really a
Does that bore you after a while when you don't have any real opponents?
Did you see her fight with Michelle Rodriguez?
I did not.
Furious 7.
Oh.
They fought all over that fucking hotel room, dude.
Why doesn't she win with an armbar?
That's a movie.
You know what I mean? That's Ronda Rousey's won one fight that she didn't use the armbar, then she's fighting Michelle Rodriguez, wasting her time. It's a long fight in the movie. Yeah. Just armbar that bitch.
It's not real.
Just throwing each other into walls and tables and shit.
Get it over with. Just armbar.
That's a good idea for UFC. Put some tables and chairs in the ring.
Nice.
TLC. UFC TLC. I would watch that.
You know that movie's made $1 billion?
The franchise.
No, the single movie.
The single movie has made $1 billion.
Yeah, worldwide, yeah. It's, the third highest grossing movie of all time.
But it's only like the fourth movie to do so or something like that?
Yeah, there's only
it's number 3, I think.
Only the third movie to actually do this.
Titanic? I think Titanic did it. What else?
That's not how you pronounce that word.
What?
I'm sure.
It's in.
I'm sure.
Titanic did it.
Titanic?
Avatar.
Yeah, I think Doug's right. Yeah, James Cameron at the top 2. That's right. Titanic and Avatar.
That's not how you pronounce the word.
Avatar and Titanic.
Titanic?
And Avatar.
I don't remember seeing Titanic.
Yeah, it's good.
Dark Knight was way up there for a while.
Do you ever see Heath Ledger in that?
I think it's number 5.
Avengers.
Yeah, it's Avatar, Titanic, Avengers, Harry Potter, Furious 7. But Furious 7's going to take out this movie.
Yeah, next weekend. There's a whole bunch of billion-dollar movies.
Still, it's a Furious...
But it's in 5th place overall of all time, right behind the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Then the Avengers, then Titanic... And then Avatar is the big.
Avatar, it's almost $3 billion.
Let's call it $2.8 billion for Avatar. Wow.
The Rock does the rock bottom in one of his movie fights in this movie, so that's one of the main reasons I think.
Ho hum.
That Rock, he's still doing good, huh?
He's in this movie. He's one of the big stars of this movie.
He's going to be all right, you think, with his career?
I think
he checks out for a little bit. He kind of it's kind of an extended cameo.
It's so great.
Is he just the Rock in this movie? But he
literally does his wrestling finishing move in one of his fight scenes.
The crowd must go nuts. You see this?
I saw it opening weekend.
I can't be bothered with these Furious movies.
It's the most enjoyable one of the series. I think it's not necessarily the best one. I think that's still 5.
3D?
I love 5.
Yeah.
Is this 3D?
Oh, Doug loves movies.
Yeah, I do.
I just figured it out. I'm like, how do you know so much about Furious 7? Doug loves movies, of course.
Wow, it's also because it's like the top 5 movie of all time.
I saw it before anybody, though. I saw the first public screening at South by Southwest, and the place everybody just went apeshit. And it was it was 12:30 a.m. or something when they showed it, and the movie's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And at 3 a.m., I was still like, yeah.
Really?
It's
Hours?
ridiculous.
Wow.
Okay. It's absurd.
I'm impressed with that, though, that they make a long action movie.
Yeah.
It's really long, and there's not a lot of slow scenes or a lot of dialogue. Like, what's his name? Dominic, Vin Diesel, has maybe, has maybe 20 lines in the entire movie, and they're mostly family. Stuff like that.
Who's been in every one?
He'll say one word.
Paul Walker, that's his franchise.
Paul Walker is the guy that the fellow who died, and they used his brothers and CGI, and he had already shot a bunch of stuff, I think. So
yeah, a ton of it.
So they were able to piece together something so that
they were able to piece it together.
He's got a nice send off. Yeah, it's that's another reason why it's doing so well at the box office. Because it's the most sentimental one. It doesn't spend a lot of time on it. It doesn't get all syrupy, but it's
they added in that last
it's
10
sad
minutes.
For sure. I'm sure there's a lot of grown men crying.
The teenage girls in the movie theater that I saw, they were bawling.
Well, tell me what happened.
There's no reason to be fucking in a movie theater, Sam. Nobody said, come on, that's old man talk.
Oh, my God.
That's 1971 sex talk. They were bawling all over the theater.
They were bawling.
Nothing really happens. It's just as an audience member, he's dead. They don't say
Tell me
dead.
what goes on that everyone's bawling because the movie's made $1.3 billion. We're not giving anything away.
It's just a montage of all the movies he's been in previously.
Oh, okay.
They play Sometimes When We Touch.
They don't make it into a big killing off his character movie.
But they make it seem like...
But they make it part of the movie, the montage?
No, they make it seem like...
the montage is not in the movie.
Hang on, I'm telling you. They make it seem like...
Sometimes
it's towards the end, yes. That's why I'm trying...
It's too much.
They make it seem like his character is leaving, like his character is done with the racing. And he starts walking towards the water. So it's very metaphorical. And then... Vin Diesel and him.
Walking towards a tree.
There's somebody.
Vin Diesel and him meeting their cars.
There's got to be somebody that's already pissed at us for giving away too much.
It's 1.3 billion. Opie's right. If you haven't seen it,
it's been 4 weeks now. I guess
1.3 billion. I think we're safe.
But they split off.
He's driving a hearse. It's very metaphorical.
They split off at a fork.
He's not. He doesn't die in the movie.
And then they split off at a fork.
He's not. He doesn't die in the movie.
And then they start doing the montage.
The character doesn't die. And in the next movie, the character will just be happily retired. fired. Like they gave him a nice send off instead of trying to make it like a huge bummer.
But they can't check in on his retirement. How are they going to do that?
They commit suicide in the movie? Or?
Yeah, they could do more crazy CGI shit. I would be surprised if he has a cameo in the next one.
I'm sure
I bet you they will.
They'll do
Rock
something.
could be like, hey, good news, guys. I just called Paul Walker and he's doing fine.
What?
Now let's go on a mission.
What kind of? Why would that happen?
Well, you know what they'll do? They should have ended it with at the end of the movie. They should have went. What's his name in the movie?
I can't remember. Paul Walker.
Shoot.
Let's just say his name is
Lieutenant. Something.
Lieutenant Chesterman's. Let's just say Lieutenant Chesterman's.
Wow, that would be
Chesterman.
Is that his
maybe
name?
if he was in a Bond movie, they'd give the guy with the big chest the name Chesterman.
Chesterman's with a B. Like Lieutenant Chesterman's. At the end, they're like, they do the whole movie right. At the end, they say,
Name nobody has.
"Hey, Lieutenant, let's go see Lieutenant Chesterman's." And they get to the front door and you hear a gunshot, and then they just have someone run in and they run out. And they go, "Oh my God, Lieutenant Chesterman's has been shot," and that's how the movie ends. So Paul Walker died. So what are you doing?
Yeah, they should tell. They should tell the people that Paul Walker died.
Or no, you run out of the hospital and they say, "What happened, man? Is everyone okay?" And they go, "No, Lieutenant Chesterman's is here. He's got cancer and he's about to die." And they go, "Oh my God."
Yeah, it's just weird because like the #1 song in the country is this Wiz Khalifa song that is actually in the movie, and nobody's talking about "Sometimes When We Touch."
Sometimes when we touch. That was the montage at the end. Oh no! Where's Lieutenant Chesterman? I don't know. I hear he's been very sick. Let's go to the hospital and see. And they just show the door closing slowly.
Do you see the name? Do you see the paper in front of the bed so it says his name on it?
Yes, you see it on the door.
What does it say?
Lieutenant Chesterman's. And then you see his desk. And then at the end in the montage, it's not them, it's just them moving out without Lieutenant Chesterman's. And you just see them pulling that little thing out of the door with his name on it and putting someone else.
What is
the slidey name thing?
Yeah.
Why would the character's name? Why would Chesterman's be
Chesterman's
plural?
with a B. That's his name. Lieutenant Chesterman's. There's a B in it.
Chester Bins.
Lieutenant Chesterman's. Yeah.
Chesterman's.
And they're pulling out his name, his little name plate, and they're putting a new one in the door.
And they're playing this song.
Yeah. Sometimes when we touch.
Because the other song they picked, which is like contemporary and new, and that's like the #1 song in the country now.
Yeah. This they just feel would summarize what he has done more.
This one.
I mean, there was just a cool way to montage him, where they put the new guy, Joseph Merck is the new guy.
I gotta be honest.
His name is Brian O'Connor.
Joseph Merck is the new guy.
I really want to see the Fast Furious montage of Paul Walker, like the death montage with this song added to it.
But they don't show it because he died in the middle, so they just show people's reacting. Like they go to The Rock and he's pulling off his sunglasses and a tear runs down his eye when they say cry and he puts his hands out like, what's happening?
And he does the people's eyebrow?
I don't know what that is.
You really don't know.
Yeah, when he raises the
his eyebrow, yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
That's cool.
And then maybe he's talking
the people.
Dusty Rhodes is trying to explain it to him.
Why would Dusty Rhodes
Just another wrestler?
He's a character. The Rock is not playing The Rock.
But he's still a wrestler. Dusty
He's playing Hobbs.
No, he's playing The Rock if he's doing his finishing move.
He's a no-nonsense cop.
He and Jason Statham, who, by the way, Jason Statham is like such a shrimpy man compared to The Rock.
Yeah.
And they throw each other through so many windows.
So much glass is broken.
amazing.
That's what you show. You show Dusty Rhodes as he's Lieutenant Chesterman's brother, and he's cleaning up one of the windows that was broken in the fight. It's symbolic.
I heard a rumor. What's the new guy's name?
Merck? Joseph Merck. M-E-R-Q.
Is it true that
M-E-R-Q.
in an effort to capitalize on The Rock's success, Bob Backlund has been cast to play Joseph Merck?
I haven't heard that, but there's a whole thing. Him and Dusty Rhodes. Mad Dusty Rhodes got put in this new one.
There's a conflict now.
7, Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, he is. And Bob Backlund was going to knee walk through glass that was broken in one of the fights. But yeah, I mean, you guys, that's what.
Actually, I
hate to blow it.
Snooze through some of it or something.
Yeah. Sometimes when we touch.
Yeah, I don't think this song was anywhere near it. It's just such a movie that kids enjoy. I wouldn't understand why they would put this song in.
It's just a moving song.
No, it's not. It's a horrible song.
Yeah, they show the people's eyebrow and a tear coming whenever he says cry.
Right.
Whenever he says die, they just pan by a tree.
It's really using a real life tragedy.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty remarkable how the people are loving this movie and really enjoying it, and not really stopping and thinking about how the guy died in a car crash, like in reckless car driving.
Not only
that they love so much in the movie.
Like we've said over the years, man, they hosed that shit down and they just moved on.
Not only
there is too much fucking money to be made, so how do we spin this to make it where we had to do
I
this
think
for
Vin
him
Diesel was genuine when he go and do press. It's not hard to be. He obviously definitely misses the guy and wishes the guy didn't die.
If it was an average franchise, they would have said, "All right, we got to stop."
They've already
there
announced
was just too much fucking money to be made from that.
They've already announced the next one.
Yeah,
I think once it's a franchise, once somebody dies like that, it's only like, I mean, you look at Dark Knight. Heath Ledger died months before it came out, and and everyone was wondering how that would affect things. And then the movie was a monster because he's so good in it, and then so it just became like this. Really special thing.
Right.
But the new one, they're actually they're redoing it, and people are criticizing them for having Gerard Depardieu play the Joker.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Christopher Nolan wanted, Gerard Depardieu.
Wait, Christopher Nolan is remaking The Dark Knight?
Well, they're doing another one. But
it's Superman versus Batman has Joker in it.
As Gerard Depardieu?
And Depardieu is playing the Joker.
No, it's Jared Leto.
No, it's literal Doug. What do you do when you're watching the Superman movies? Do you go, it's not really flying?
Jesus, Doug.
Yes, Gerard Depardieu, and he's playing. Yeah, Depardieu
or whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Isn't he a little heavy set?
He's a little. He's really interesting choice for the
Been the
Joker.
criticism. The jokes are all fat jokes. And he rejected it. Hey, fat pig in makeup. And he said, the Riddle. Why am I so fat? That's the Riddler.
Riddle me this.
Yeah, but he says the same things as the old Joker, but with fat things. You want to know why I have this waistline? And then he talks about just eating a lot and being a fat pig.
Yeah, you're like me, very fat.
Yeah. Call you a fat freak. And when you refuse to lose the weight, Jenny Craig will cast you out.
What do you think of Jared Leto as the new Joker?
I'd much rather fuck him in the other movie he did with Matthew McConaughey.
The Dallas Buyers Club.
Yes.
Well, no, he had AIDS. I probably wouldn't.
And this Joker's for Suicide Squad, not for Batman Superman.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so he's covered in tats is the idea.
Got a lot of tats. Yes.
Grills, too.
But we don't have footage of him actually talking. It's just a still.
Right.
No, I don't even think they've started.
Fucking pretty brave that he's playing the Joker, don't you think?
Brave that they're. Why does the Joker have to be a character?
Put the Riddler in it. I want to hear the Riddler.
Get all these other guys.
You know the answer to
jokes.
this? Why did they need the Joker in this one?
He was part of the comic series.
Suicide Squad is a specific thing.
Yeah, it's just a group of villains together.
Who do you got in there?
Harley Quinn.
A bunch of people nobody knows.
Oh, I love those novels.
Did they hire unknown actors? Are all the other ones unknown actors, or are they
no, there's a
famous like Leto?
There's a lot of famous people in it.
So the movie's going to be a bust, right?
Margot Robbie is the big one that's playing Harley Quinn.
What about Scott Eastwood? Clint's son there.
Oh, he's in this?
Yeah,
Will Smith is in it as Deadshot. Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor.
Oh, what a bomb.
Cara Delevingne is Enchantress.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Who's Angela Lansbury playing?
I'm just like, I don't know. Where'd you get Angela Lansbury
Just
from?
a rumor. It was the net rumor.
Yeah, this movie takes place in Cabot Cove.
Yeah,
and Jessica Fletcher comes in and tries to help Batman.
All right. Oh, hold on. I got to take Sarah's call. She went and saw Furious 7. And she
Wow, that's my nickname for my cock. Wow.
I think you should have given it a second.
What a great period of silence.
It's what you call masturbating. It's not the cock itself.
I think you should have given it a second.
Nope.
I was ready to laugh at that one.
No. Laughs are immediate. Play that again, E-Rock. That was a bomb. I'll accept it.
No, I don't think so.
I literally held my breath to make sure that nobody made a sound.
Because
It was
7's a
fine.
good number for a cock. And
Furious
I'm not
7.
saying it's a bad name for a cock. I'm just saying that's what you'd call your cock in a good moment. Just a Furious 7.
I was ready to laugh at
But I was
that.
only going by girth.
mine a fast 5.
I was ready to laugh at that too, but then I heard it and I was like, it wasn't very funny.
Oh, the timing.
I'll accept the judgment. E-Rock, can you play that?
You got that?
You little doll.
She went and saw Furious 7. And she
Wow, that's my nickname for my cock. Wow.
All right, you're correct.
That was
You are correct. There was enough time.
That was like driving. That was like driving, and there's a hole in the road, and you go, I would have just drove over the hole. It was a 12-foot hole.
You're right. You're right. There was plenty of time for someone to laugh.
Yeah.
Sarah in Detroit.
Sarah.
Hi.
Good evening.
You saw Furious 7, and normally we wouldn't just take a phone call like this because who gives a fuck? But something happened to you in the theater.
What happened?
Yes, I went opening weekend to see Furious 7. I was on vacation in Chicago, and there was a gentleman a seat away from me. There was a buffer seat. He
I love him. Was it Bruce or Michael?
The entire 2.5-hour film.
Doesn't even make sense. So stupid.
And you stepped over her wonderful reveal.
He did what for the whole film?
He masturbated the entire film.
The entire time.
Are you sure he wasn't just scratching it?
No, he had the actual cock out, and occasionally he would stop and pull out a little tube of lube and squirt.
Whoa! This guy loves Furious 7.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
And he
Just suck it?
He never finished?
He finished about 10 minutes before the end of the film.
So you didn't tell somebody there's a guy jerking off for 2 hours and 20 minutes?
or move?
What a good girl.
Why didn't you move?
You know what? I don't care.
Believe you.
You know, it doesn't bother me.
You're full of
Doesn't bother.
turkey. I don't believe
It's
you.
an extra thing to keep you entertained. Did you like the movie?
You're lying.
You know, I did like the movie.
What I
was
saw
trying
of
to
it.
figure out, though, what he was turned on by.
Just men fighting in cars, going off of bridges and through buildings.
Probably the fact that he was sitting next to some dummy that wouldn't tattle on him for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was for you, miss.
Whatever.
What does it take for you to get up and tell somebody?
Exactly. What would he have to do for you to object?
Right.
If he had probably come on me, I probably would have told.
All right, you're very much about whatever.
I love
his
how
life.
she said probably.
Yeah. Well, if he's
Probably. I
starting a
might
hibachi.
have been bothered if it got on.
I think I might.
Yeah. A small fire, I probably would have.
Right.
Sure.
All right.
All right, Sarah.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay, we got Doug Benson in the studio. We're going to take a little break, Doug.
I think he just yanked on it occasionally a little bit, and she turned it into 2 hours of masturbating.
Yeah, she's full of bunk.
You're doing Doug Loves Movies podcast?
Yes. Tonight is sold out, but tomorrow night, seats available, Gramercy Theater, 8 o'clock.
Beautiful. Good for Doug. And Doug Benson on the old Twitter.
Yeah.
And I've been starting to watch some of your YouTube shows. Started. I want to watch the Chris Robinson one. That was the one you were sort of promoting last time you were here.
Oh, yeah.
I got to still watch that.
He was great. He was very good guest.
He's a wonderful guest.
Nice fellow.
I miss talking to him. He used to come in here.
Who's that?
Chris Robinson, lead singer of the Black Crowes. Jimmy, what do you got there, buddy?
A bunch of gigs. This weekend I'm in Rochester, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then I got a bunch of stuff. Borgata, Minneapolis is now booked, and then Detroit is booked for September. So all you people have been asking me to come back, I am coming back.
More with Opie and Jim after this.
The announcement you have all been waiting for from Steven Singer Jewelers is here. The brand new rose color for Mother's Day 2015 is pink champagne. Give her a rose that is the perfect symbol of love and celebration. It's the perfect gift at the perfect price for all the moms in your life. Can you imagine? Steven Singer's famous 24-karat gold dip roses are a great gift for Mother's Day, starting at just $59. The real long stem rose is lavishly and deeply dipped in 24-karat pure gold. It's a gift that will last forever. So why worry about Mother's Day already? Well, Steven Singer sells out of this gift every single year, and he wants to make sure you get the first shot at ordering his brand new color pink champagne. It's beautiful. Limited quantities available, so order yours today. Steven makes it very easy. You can go online right now to IHateStevenSinger.com and check out the roses for yourself, and maybe some other things you might want to buy for mommy for Mommy's Day. Reserve your rose today. The perfect gift at the perfect price. One place, one price. Steven Singer Jewelers. On the phone, you can talk to someone right now. 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER or online at IHateStevenSinger.com.
Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane bring their podcast, My Wife Hates Me, live to the airwaves, letting you into their lives and taking your calls.
The drama that happened because I pushed the mic away from my mouth.
Oh, no, you push it away like, I don't want to do
No, you're right. You're right. It was
push
just...
it away like, I don't want to do this. Like,
well, I don't want to do this.
My Wife Hates Me with Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. on the East, 4 p.m. on the West. Only here on Opie Radio.
Every summer on SiriusXM, Hollywood's most anticipated blockbusters are on Entertainment Weekly Radio's Summer Movie Preview. Superheroes like The Avengers.
Artificial intelligence.
Sci-fi sequels like Jurassic World.
We have a new attraction.
And the most epic movies of the year like Terminator Genesis.
I'll be back.
The Summer Movie Preview, Friday, 1 p.m. East, 10 a.m. West on Entertainment Weekly Radio, SiriusXM 105, or listen on the SiriusXM app.
For P150, P150GA, P150OK, P150TN, C250A, C250E, C250Q. Not available in all states.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual.
Hey, this is Dr. Steve from Weird Medicine with another Dr. Steve Medical Minute.
Hey, Doc, how do I increase my rope?
Well, we get this question all the time. There's nothing greater than the feeling of the great emptying one gets with a good ejaculation. And sensory input from the urethra, also known as the cock tube, is important as well, apparently, as men who ejaculate into their bladders, otherwise known as retrograde ejaculators or unfortunate souls, say their orgasms feel somewhat diminished without the feeling of gallons of jizz squirting out the end of their penises. So who wouldn't want to double or triple the output or more during an orgasm like a male porn star in a bukkake video? On Weird Medicine, we've researched this question for years because, well, we want to know too.
Go. Sirius 206, XM 103. The show is back.
Lil Wayne. He shot at his bus, huh? Over the weekend?
Who? Oh, wow.
Lil Wayne.
Young Tunchi.
Young Tucci.
Tunch.
Young Tucci.
Tunch.
Toach. Toachy. How did Obama do with that the joke telling?
I thought he was. I didn't hear it, but I read some of the jokes. They're hilarious.
He had a Muslim joke in there.
Yeah, and a Joe Biden shoulder rub joke.
Saw that.
He's really good at it.
Yeah, he is.
He's a smooth joke teller. Good, nice smile after the punchline. And
you think he's a good joke teller?
I think they're all good at it. Really, they're all. I don't think even Bush was funny. I don't see any of them that are terrible at making fun of themselves.
Yeah,
yeah. And if they have they get the best joke writers and come in and combined with the speech writers. And
you think they get the top of the line joke writers?
They get some. I mean, look at the jokes. I mean, they're.
Great jokes.
They're pretty damn good for just like.
Jesse Joyce was involved?
Can't just be some guy at the White House. I want to try writing some jokes for you.
Who do they get?
There's like guys who do it like professionally.
Politically.
Yeah.
John Max has written. Oh, you know John.
Let's hear this, Sam. Obama's bucket list. This is making the rounds today.
I am determined to make the most of every moment I have left. After the midterm elections, my advisors asked me, Mr. President, do you have a bucket list? And I said, well, I have something that rhymes with bucket list.
Pause. Sucket list. He's going to mention a bunch of cocks.
Oh.
No?
Oh, my.
It wasn't where he was going.
You sure?
I shouldn't have yelled that.
Yeah, it wasn't where he was going.
Okay.
Okay. Chucket list. Things he wants to throw out?
Something else.
A mucket list. Bunch of the works.
Nobody says muck it.
Muck up the works.
It's not muck it, though.
I know. A tucket list. He's talking about the Bruce Jenner interview.
Okay. People seem to know. Good. Good for them.
Take executive action on immigration. Bucket. New climate regulations. Bucket. It's the right thing to do.
Bucket. That's pretty clever.
Right.
I want to go to
bucket.
His next rally and just yell bucket.
Right. We got another one? Oh, this is his whole thing. Let's play this.
Well, this is just one of the skits. This is a skit he did with.
No, I don't want to see a skit.
Who's the guy who did the skit with? The guy who plays Obama's anger?
Yeah,
it's Key and Peele.
The skit was good?
Oh, he is from Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do this on Key and Peele.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Key and Peele.
Right.
It's a big.
Which one? Which guy is this?
It's 5 minutes long, though. We don't have time for that, do we?
Yeah, but like a beat of it or two would be fun for people to hear if they didn't hear
beat?
it.
All right, let's do a beat
because it's
or
a
two.
fun sketch from Key and Peele that they turned into a thing with Obama.
Okay.
Give me a beat.
Do they do it behind real Obama footage, or do they do it?
No,
like
they
this?
do it with the other guy plays Obama.
Okay.
Peele is
Peele
Obama.
plays Obama.
Okay.
So he got shut out, and this whole thing was his idea, so he didn't get to perform it with Obama.
Did he at least get to go to the White House?
I'm sure he was there. He must have been.
I'm sure
he didn't appear.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he was at a table enjoying.
They were shitting on
performance.
each other on Twitter too. Key was saying how great this was, and you wrote it, and you got no credit for it.
That's funny. Let's see a beat or two of this.
Luther, my anger translator, to join me here tonight.
See, people already know the bit. That's why they're happy. He's just shitting himself getting to do this with Obama.
Hold on to your lily white butts.
In our fast-changing world, traditions like the White House Correspondents' Dinner are important.
I mean, really? What is this dinner? And why am I required to come to it? Jeb Bush, do you really want to do this?
Because despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense.
Obama wants to say that every day.
Coming to Cleveland, for the damn hills.
That's funny.
Y'all's ridiculous.
We won't always see eye to eye.
Oh, and CNN, thank you so much for the wall-to-wall Ebola coverage. For 2 whole weeks, we were one step away from the Walking Dead. And then you all got up and just moved on to the next thing. That was awesome. Oh, and by the way, just if you haven't noticed, you don't have Ebola.
Can you imagine, though, pause,
But I
if this
still
wasn't
think we
planned and this guy just decided to get up and talk behind the president, and Obama's just like, all right, hopefully they'll get it out of here. Right. And nobody was moving him.
The Secret Service has been doing a bad job lately.
Yeah, like, why is this guy allowed up there? Can I tell you that this sketch goes against every single fiber in a Secret Service agent's being?
Yeah, to have a guy screaming next to the president.
They know what it is. Still bothers them.
Sure, you can just put him in a chokehold.
They're like, why are we letting this happen?
Right.
But he's a comedian. No, I don't care.
Right.
It's not comfortable.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, the stand-up is
very good.
Pretty amazing that the presidents sign up for this stuff.
It is, right? They just let it all go, and then the rest of the jokes are out there for you to read if you care. Do we have one more? Maybe one more.
I read a couple that were hilarious.
How did What's Her Nuts do?
The Muslim joke.
Cecily Strong. How'd she do?
She did good.
She did all right.
Maybe hear something from her.
Yeah.
Obama had one about how he's a cocksucker.
Which one?
He didn't say
I'm being
he was a
Muslim.
cocksucker.
On rumors that he's a Muslim. Being president is never easy. I still have to fix the broken immigration system, issue veto threats, negotiate with Iran, all finding time to pray 5 times a day.
No, he said...
Pretty good.
Here's a good one. He said, the fact is I feel more loose and relaxed than ever. Those Joe Biden shoulder massages, they're like magic. I should try one. I love that he just made fun of Biden's creepy massages.
Yeah. What do we got here, Sammy?
Cecily Strong.
Okay, let me see this.
No, because let's give it up for the Secret Service. Yeah. I don't want to be too hard on those guys, because they're the only law enforcement agency in the country that will get in trouble if a black man gets shot. Wow. Are you saying boo or are you saying true?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. She knew that one was going to get a boo, too.
She did the fucking a president gets shot.
Wow.
That's another thing. Secret Service is standing there going, what do we do? What do we do?
Right.
That's not, you're not allowed to threaten the president.
I guess the point of the joke is so obviously not shoot Obama. That's a fucking brave joke, man.
Sure.
I would look at that if a writer came to me. I'm such a coward. I would go, no.
You would just say no?
I don't know if I'd have the guts to do a president gets shot joke to the president. And race tied into it. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Would you be nervous to do that gig, Jimmy?
Yeah. I would be. I'm wrong for it, though. I'm too much of a pig. But that's ballsy that she did that.
Absolutely. Speaking of jokes, what happened with the Adam Sandler movie? Native Americans are walking off, but didn't the director say if you're easily offended, you might want to leave the set right now?
He's right. He said if you're having a hard time with it, you should leave the producer. The only problem I have with it, and it's like I think the joke should be done, and Adam Sandler's fine, is that, like, let's be real honest, if they were black extras complaining about watermelon jokes, they might still do the jokes, but they would not handle them like that.
Right.
Like, Native Americans really do get kind of treated like fucking shit compared to other sensitivities.
They get shit on a little more.
But yeah, but they should do the jokes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the jokes.
Right.
But it's like pretty much every time Indian people are asked to be extras or, act in films and stuff, I'm sure it's almost always they're the butt of a joke or they're
of course
being murdered or something. So, it just goes with it. I mean, they're just fed up with it, I guess, probably.
Only because the other races everybody cries about. Like, everybody cries when you do it to somebody else, but no one cries when you do it to
You don't
them.
get to do comedies about slavery. It's not since Blazing Saddles has anyone even tried,
Right. Yeah. Just sits on face. Adams had a joke. Say honey. Oh, say honey says? Wait, how does this work? Okay, how about after this we go someplace and I put my pee-pee in your teepee? All right.
Sure, that's kind of
not the best joke, but
typical.
No. All right, well.
But, silly.
Sure.
Just silliness.
Character's name is Sits on Face.
Sits on Face.
Yeah, they got all the Indian characters have wacky Indian names.
Where's no bra?
That's very insulting to Indian people, because they.
The headline is, the jokes in Adam Sandler's new film are so funny the extras quit. They don't really tell the story. The fact
that's
is,
interesting.
there's a bunch of extras, and the producer knew this might be a bit sensitive, so they actually said, look, if you're easily offended, you might want to leave before we start this scene or whatever. That's how it actually went down. I read it that way the first time, too, when you saw the headline, like, whoa, man, it came out of nowhere, and they were so pissed off they just left the set, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, it just annoys me that that's the only group left that people will fuck with, and I don't know why. Like, fuck with everybody else. Do the fucking, like, have a bunch of Jews and be stereotypical, or again, a bunch of gays.
Right.
And just make, like, fucking fruit jokes, or whatever, a bunch of blacks, or whatever the fucking group is. But they don't do, like, they back off so quick on everybody else.
It's not accepted these days. I think it all should be accepted. But
all should be accepted.
But you're making a very good point. They're the last group that it's still kind of accepted.
That's the only reason I take this stand with American Indians, is because they're the only group that Hollywood has the balls to really fuck with, or anybody.
What about the Amish?
Yeah, you're right.
They get similarly fucked with. I think because the only reason I thought of the Amish is because I was thinking a similar thing between Indians and the Amish is just that they're isolated and they don't have. They don't get as much press when these things do happen.
Right.
When they are made fun of and stuff.
But they haven't been treated a certain way either. Like, Amish people were never treated like shit or fucking murdered or had their land taken.
That's true.
Pushed out.
Yeah.
I want to do all those things to them, though. But I hope some of them are listening right now.
Yeah. I fuck with the Amish.
I time all my vacations around Rumspringas.
I've never seen the Amish. Have you gone to check it out, Jimmy?
Sure, I've worked in Lancaster many times.
Is it kind of cool to check out?
It's uneventful. Like I'm used to them because I've been there so many times in the last 20 years, 25 years doing gigs.
Right.
I see fucking Amish people over Amish places and Amish this and Amish that.
Who comes to the show though when you do a show there? Is it the audience?
No Amish.
No Amish there.
No Amish. But
just the people who live there that aren't Amish.
Sure.
You've had a few, I bet. The ones that get to have that weekend or whatever it is.
And Raymond the Amish.
Yeah,
Raymond the Amish comic's a good buddy of mine. He's like one of the. He's localized because of his humor is so built around that stuff.
Right.
But he kind of knocks down a lot of those myths.
Yeah.
I think your Rumspringer happens too young to go to comedy clubs.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to be 21 when it happens.
It's like 17, 18, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's young, I think. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, because I think maybe the timing is set up in such a way that if they decide they want to go into the real world, they can go to college and stuff.
Doesn't that make their society a little twisted? That you give them a little taste?
They all come back, too.
That's what I'm saying. You give them a little taste, but they already have the fear.
They all enjoy the taste, but then also they eat too much and they come back full.
But then they must think about that.
It's like bachelor parties,
right? But they must think about it all the time after they come back into the group.
5 years in, you're remembering that blowjob you got from two girls. What am I doing? I'm fucking lifting hay at 3 a.m. It stinks.
Got to build another fucking house.
All-night house building.
Right. Yeah, how do they make that work where most of them come back? What is the fear
they come back for the lemonade? Isn't the lemonade really good when they're building the houses?
Well, they make some good lemonade, do they?
Yeah, and I saw that movie Witness with Harrison Ford. He got to bang a hot Amish lady.
Sure. Wasn't that
Kelly
McGillis, right?
Kelly McGillis.
Before she...
Before
I don't know.
life happened.
All right, yeah, we can put it that way.
She just got older.
She's
but
not much of a... Yeah, but there's women out there that get older and they're still lookers. Not so much in her case.
I thought
she's the Top Gun broad, right?
Yeah, but I thought she was like already less attractive from this movie to Top Gun.
She was pretty sexy in Top Gun.
She was all right in Top Gun, but she was
the hair stinks.
She was hotter earlier.
Now she's not so much.
The hair fucking stinks in Top Gun.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's just what the hairstyle was back then.
No, I know, but it doesn't hold up at all. It's just hideous.
Oh,
and she's not nearly as fucking... Yeah, she's pretty. All right, I'll shut up.
But she's pretty in the Amish outfit than in the leather jacket on the motorcycle.
Right.
I think. See, look at that. Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, she's very sexy.
Yeah, she's
what are you
quite
talking
pretty.
about? What do you mean
She
a
is.
drop-off?
I'm saying she was prettier in Witness than in Top Gun. That's my professional opinion.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear you.
She started out hotter, and she was in a movie before Witness with... oh, no, I can't think of his name, but... she was... See, look at her now.
Yeah, not so much. That happens. What are you going to do, right?
Have you seen Kathleen Turner?
Yeah.
She was amazing in Body Heat.
I never thought she was as hot as everyone said she was.
Really?
And I see her almost, well, definitely weekly I see her.
She trains your dogs?
She lives in my building. She's a very, very nice lady.
I'm sure she is. I've heard her on, has she been on here?
No.
I've heard her on something, and she's very, no bullshit with that lady.
Yeah, no. I'm very relieved because the rumor is she's moving.
Oh, okay.
We had a thing with her back in the day, and I just pray every time I see her that she doesn't make the connection. That was the Paul Mercurio standing up in the middle of her play, The Graduate. She had to get she got naked in The Graduate on Broadway, and we set up ahead of time, me and Anthony, and Paul Mercurio was the guy. He went, and as soon as she stood up and was naked, as soon as she got naked, Paul Mercurio stands up and goes, "Hey, Kathleen, put your goddamn clothes back on." Kind of made some headlines around the country.
I never even heard this story.
Oh, this is so many years ago, though.
That's, yeah.
2001.
What was it, before Twitter?
2001?
Oh, long before Twitter.
Oh, God, yeah. So every time I see her, I'm like, please don't make the connection. Please don't make the connection.
And what you think that you... what would she do if she thought you knew him and were cohorts?
We set up Paul.
Oh, you told him to go do it?
Yeah, because the discussion was that she had no business. Look, this is Opie and Anthony version 2001, but
Do we have the tape? I mean, we must have it.
We felt like, yeah. Could you find the audio?
He taped it.
Paul Mercurio taped it, and then you could hear people reacting in the audience like,
yeah. All right, we'll go with this.
What is this?
What year is this? It's just a YouTube clip. So
okay. If you could, here, I'll turn you off, Sam, if you can find it. And no, we set it up ahead of time thinking, she should not be naked in front of everybody on Broadway. That was our thought at the time.
It's based on a movie where the lady doesn't even get naked in the movie.
Well, she opens her legs, though.
Right, but they got that angle from her through her leg or whatever. But she doesn't. You don't see much Anne Bancroft nudity. She's not standing around with her vag out or anything.
She's nude in the movie.
In The Graduate?
Yes.
Yeah, she shows her asshole.
She's in her underwear.
She's gaping.
There's no gaping.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman.
Yes.
Dustin Hoffman fishes around in her asshole for a few minutes.
You don't remember this?
He's looking around for some plastics.
Yes.
Yeah, he actually fishes around in there with his finger.
Fishes around. How long could you fish around in an asshole, you think?
In The Graduate, 4 minutes. It was a long scene.
I don't remember it being 4 minutes, but I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah.
I finally saw 50 Shades.
That's why he was wearing the scuba gear.
I saw 50 Shades of Grey.
Oof. Yeah. I saw that. It was awful.
Why'd you do that?
Same reason everyone else did it, to see how awful it was. And
you
awful.
Watched all of it?
All of it.
Wow.
Mr. Grey. I was cornball.
It's so amazing how timid it is. There's discussion in it that gets pretty saucy. Like at one point, they're discussing going through a contract of sexual things, and she says no to vaginal fisting.
Really?
Yeah, but she doesn't.
Think about
anal
it,
fisting does not come up. So is that in or out?
How do you get anal fisting done? First of all, every guy has tried the. Let me see how many fingers I could get in.
Yeah. I got 10 plus 2 toes.
Nice, Jimmy.
And after that, nothing.
Did she think
that's like 4 bowling balls?
Did she think about the vaginal fisting, or it was a no right away?
She was pretty quick to say no to that, and I don't think that was fair to anyone.
I had no desire to see that movie. Why'd you go, Jimmy? I forget.
Just to see it.
Just to check it out?
Yeah, you kind of got. No, you don't have to, but it's interesting to know how ultimately tame it is. It doesn't really.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get a wide audience.
Just, and that, you know, it's just a typical. I mean, I'm fine with it because I'm a guy, but it's a typical Hollywood. You know, they put out this movie that all these women are flocking to, and you don't even see the dude's cock. You just see her naked all the time.
You wanted to see the cock?
I didn't. I was happy that I didn't have to see it, but
you're
it's
a
just
little
weird.
bummed
It's weird that audience doesn't get that.
I'm indifferent to it either
You know what I
way.
mean?
Gotcha.
Wouldn't have bothered me. I didn't care about it, but they should.
But don't you think it's weird that it was shooting around the guy and showing the
ridiculous,
woman
of
top
course.
to toe? It's really bizarre. Like, you see her beeve a few times.
But fair is fair. They should have the cock up there.
It should have been. There should have been a cock montage.
A cock montage.
Should have been a cocktage.
I said the same thing when I saw Kindergarten Cop.
We found it, Kathleen. So this goes way back.
I wish we knew what year this was, what the exact date was on this.
It's pretty much 2001. I think that's about right. I think this was at the end of our run, getting close to the end of our run at NAW.
I'll check real quick. Kathleen Turner on Broadway, The Graduate.
Ooh.
What's Siri going to do with that?
I was just whispering to Doug. I hope no one heard that. All right, let's see. What year was that?
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm opening up the fucking...
I'm going to let me see if I can beat you on this one.
No, it's 2006. It's not
6.
No, that's not right. No, come on.
5.
Peckers.
I got 2002.
All right, 2002.
2. Okay.
I went old school. I typed it into my phone. Here it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, I fucked it up, Sam. Sorry. I had your volume down. I'm an idiot. Okay, we're ready now.
Kathleen, put your goddamn clothes back on. I let you say something, but I want you to know that I'm a bitch. Oh my God.
That's so wrong.
So
I now know that is wrong.
It is so wrong.
But at the time, I had no idea that could possibly be wrong on any level. It
doesn't seem like something. I mean, I don't know Paul that well, but it's such a weird thing that takes a lot of fucking nerve.
Yeah, it did. He had T-shirts made. He made some money off.
In hindsight, I probably wouldn't do
it
to encourage someone to interrupt another performer.
Right.
Yeah, it's a perforance.
Yeah, that's
an older version.
And what do you expect them to do on stage
you hear the gasps?
or in the audience? Yeah,
you hear the.
Well, I mean, the people were already borderline gasping, probably at the sight of seeing her naked, and then somebody calling it out like that.
What happened right after that? Can we play for a second?
It's just hard. It's a hard.
The show just keeps going.
Let's see.
Wow.
You hear the woman gasp? Oh no. Oh. Kathleen, put your goddamn clothes back on.
That made me cringe.
Isn't that horrid?
Okay, we just talked about it.
Right. So.
But the play just continued on.
They kicked him out. I remember.
Really? They
got him out of there. I do remember that part of it.
That's got to be awkward.
Because I think we have audio of that.
Because he's probably in the middle of a row.
Yeah, I think he was still recording.
He wasn't arguing with anyone, no.
No, he knew. He knew
I'm sorry, I'm thinking British talk.
Oh, he knew they were coming for him. We're going to take a quick break. We got Vaughn here to promote the Patrice O'Neill documentary.
Yeah, she's trying to make up a few money because they got to make the amount of money they got to make is $125,000. And Opie generously said that he was going to whatever they couldn't make, he was going to pay.
I'm still going to give a nice chunk of. How about everybody else give some chunks? Just over 50 is what I owe?
Yep.
That's not bad.
How many days left?
I forgot the date, but I did the math. You're just over 50,000 that you owe.
Cool.
Is she promoting it anywhere else or just this show?
I hope not.
Wait, you're happy?
Oh, yeah.
I might be out 50 large.
Strategically, that's an announcement that you make at the end of a promotion, not the beginning, because why would anybody donate if you've already said you're just going to
promotional now you got to say, save Opie from having to spend all this money.
Right. I'm not giving the money.
Yes, you
there
are.
you go.
Fuck!
He's not going to give it.
What the fuck? Where's she been promoting this thing? It's Patrice O'Neal's documentary.
She didn't have to. You got it. It's all fine.
No, she needs more after we hit that
it's
number.
All good.
It's not all good.
It's all good.
She needs more money after that goal.
You're good for it.
I'm Native American. I have some comments about the Adam Sandler thing.
Ooh.
Maybe after the break.
Okay.
Or you want to do it quick?
Do it real quick. Yeah, let's get this guy on the phone.
Let's go to Justin in Montreal.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. I actually met you guys way back in the day. My first job was at Just for Laughs, and I think it was the first time you guys were there.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway.
I don't care.
Anyway, yeah, this whole, like, the whole thing that's really offensive is just their hacky jokes. I mean, there's a way to do it, do it respectfully, like, and I think Seth MacFarlane did that best with, his whole Western movie. Like, he brought in native stand-up comedians, and, I feel like cultural insensitivities were really crossed. So, I don't know.
I don't remember any Indian characters in that movie.
Oh, that's why.
That's why.
Yeah.
Right. So you have more of a problem with the hackiness of the jokes.
Yeah. I feel like the best thing to do is address the tension between the two cultures. I find like that's where you get the best laughs.
I don't even mind if they cross cultural sensitivity lines. Like, I don't care if they say offensive shit about Native Americans, but I just wish that they had the courage to do it with other groups. And it just seems like that they don't talk to other groups the same way they deal with Native Americans. They just don't.
Oh, yeah.
They don't show the same balls. Like, hey, this is just what we're doing. You guys can leave if you don't like it. Like, if they were doing a fucking, hey, look, it's Rufus and Lufus, and they eating Wody melon. Hey, we're black extras and we don't go for that. Well, you can leave. Right. You would never fucking see that.
Right. It's the same thing with the Redskins. Like, you're still allowed to, have a team called the Redskins.
Thank God.
Never stand with any other race.
Yep. That's the only problem I have with this.
Because they just don't. They can't, fight back or whatever. They just don't have. They don't have enough of a voice
because they're too busy counting their fucking money at the casinos. They don't have time for this nonsense.
That's
what?
That's why.
What?
That's why they're counting the money.
Partly. I mean, that's partly why, right?
They're getting rich. Why would they worry about all this?
They're not counting the money. It's Demonet.
All right. Thank you.
I'm pushing out, guys.
Thank you, Justin, for your 2 cents, as they like to say. Thank you. We got Vaughn. She's coming in next. We got Doug Benson in studio looking for your plug. I know it's the Gramercy Theater. Sold out tonight, but tomorrow night, still tickets available for Doug Loves Movies, a live podcast taping. They go very, very well, so go get your tickets for that. Okay?
Yeah, thanks.
And James?
Just gigs on my website, and if you want, get my special on epixhd.com or on, I guess, on demand.
Are you selling those things eventually, too?
Sure,
or?
I own it. But, I mean, I have a Netflix window. It goes on Netflix in 3 months.
But eventually, when you hit the road, it might be part of the merch.
Sure.
It's going to be a while, though, so go check it out.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We'll be back with Vaughn, Patrice's girly girl there, next.
More with Opie and Jim after this.
All right, this is it. The announcement that you've been waiting for is here. The new color for Mother's Day 2015 of Steven Singer's famous gold-dipped rose is pink champagne. Give her a rose that is the perfect symbol of love and appreciation. Can you imagine the perfect gift for Mother's Day at the perfect price, starting at just $59? This real long-stem rose is lavishly and deeply dipped in 24-karat pure gold, and it's guaranteed to last forever. So why talk about Mother's Day now? Steven Singer sells out of this gift every single year, and he wants to make sure you get the first shot at ordering his brand new color, pink champagne. He will run out of this color. He's not nice when it comes to this shit. He knows all he got to do is make more, but he wants you to get on the phone now and get your rose immediately so he can start counting his money. Money, money, money. The pink champagne is the brand new color. It's beautiful. Limited quantities are available. Order yours today. Choose delivery closer to Mother's Day and guarantee you'll have the newest rose color for all of the moms in your life. Yeah, you could order all this stuff now and tell them, yo, don't deliver it now. That's stupid. Mother's Day is not tomorrow. Make sure she gets it right around Mother's Day. You absolutely could do that with Steven Singer. Let's see. Choose delivery closer to Mother's Day and guarantee you'll have the newest rose color for all of the moms in your life. Steven makes it easy. Each rose comes shipped in a beautiful gold gift box with your very own personalized gift message. Go online. You can do that right now. IHateStevenSinger.com and reserve yours today, or give him a call. 188. What's the number again for Singer? 188.
I hate Steven Singer.
Is that the number though?
Yeah.
You sure? It might be. Okay. See, I fucked up, and I was going off script and said, you could call them, and then I realized I didn't really know the phone number. All right. IHateStevenSinger.com. Go to the website. Reserve yours today. Steven Singer Jewelers. One place, one price. IHateStevenSinger.com.
This is Rich and Bonnie. We have a podcast that we do live here on Opie Radio called My Wife Hates Me. Is it a podcast?
No, it's a radio show. It's based on our podcast, and then we take calls.
We fix people's lives.
We help people.
We do sometimes have guests. We call this a hodgepodge.
We call it good radio. You want to hear good radio?
Not
Listen
this.
to us.
My Wife Hates Me with Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane tomorrow at 7 p.m. on the East, 4 p.m. on the West. Do you know what that means?
Drive time, baby. Drive time in L.A.
It's on Opie Radio, Sirius 206, XM 103.
Hi, it's Ron Bennington from SiriusXM's Raw Dog Comedy Hits. Join me for my new show, Bennington, that I co-host with Gail Bennington. No relation. We'll be talking to the biggest names in comedy every single day, from the best and brightest rising young comics to the greatest of all time.
Nothing touched the crowd like our comedy.
That just blew up for you.
The comedy just worked.
Bennington, weekdays, noon East, 9 a.m. West on Raw Dog Comedy Hits. SiriusXM 99, or listen on the SiriusXM app.
Okay, everyone, Mother's Day is next week. Do you know what you're getting for your mom? If you're looking for the perfect idea, check out this amazing deal from Sherry's Berries. Right now, you can get their famous freshly dipped gourmet berries starting at $19.99. I was so excited to see this deal because Sherry's Berries have become a huge tradition in my family on special occasions. I mean, we all love them. You have never seen dipped berries like these. They're giant and so fresh and juicy and chocolatey, and they're covered in delicious toppings like chocolate chips and chopped nuts. And right now, they're starting at $19.99. That's amazing. Plus, you can pick your delivery date, and the berries are guaranteed to arrive fresh, beautiful, and delicious. I know my mom is going to be super excited when she gets her Sherry's Berries, and I bet your mom will be excited too. Hurry, because Mother's Day is next week, and this incredible deal ends this Friday. The only way to get this super sweet deal is to go to berries.com, click the microphone in the upper right corner, and enter special code 1000. That's berries.com, special code 1000.
I'm Steve Sidkowski, a former Wall Street insider. I'm holding a book that will show you investing strategies which could help you earn the kind of money you've always dreamed about. And right now, I'm giving this book away for free. So who needs to read it? If you're in the middle of your career and worry you'll never have enough money to retire, you need to read this book. If you're already retired and your income isn't enough, you need to read this book. And if you don't want to be selling burgers at 80, you need to read this free book. It includes the strategy I use to make a 72% profit on a trade where the stock only moved 12%. You'll need at least $1 million to ever fully retire. If you're behind on that goal, you really need to read Trade Like the Pros. And you can for free by calling 1-800-944-0324. Skeptical that it will deliver results? It's a free book, so what do you have to lose? Find out how at 1-800-944-0324. 1-800-944-0324.
Office space isn't something you think about until you need it. Then it's all you think about. Leases, locations, logistics. Every detail takes you away from running your business. But Regis makes it easy. With one call, you can get furnished offices and support staff wherever and for however long you need them. From short-term to long-term, all on your terms. So let Regis take the hassle and expense out of setting up your office so you can focus on your business. Regis, the new way to work. Call 1-800-OFFICES now.
In case you missed it, recently this happened on Opie and Jimmy.
Who played Operation growing up?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Because you're younger than us.
I did.
Sam, did you play Operation growing up?
Yeah, once or twice.
Really?
Yes, the older boy played with my hiney.
Yeah?
Thought that would be funnier than it was.
Based on the stories you've been telling this week, everybody kind of thought it was true.
Yeah, well, it was.
You're telling too many true stories, so we don't know which one
Like when
we're
I almost
supposed to
got
laugh
fucked in the
at.
butt, but it just wouldn't go in. I didn't know what to do. I was very young. And the older boy who
How old
tried
were
to
you?
fuck my butt was 6.
What?
He's just lining it up?
Yeah, trying. I don't remember what happened.
Oh.
I'm officially putting a leash on my son.
Like a whole body harness?
No, not because of Jimmy or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, why?
Like, if
I
this
wasn't
shit
doing
was-
the fucking. He was my age. He was my age.
He was trying at 6
or 7. He was probably 7. Whatever.
You tried to fuck you in the butt when you were 6?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't happen.
Prepared me for contract negotiations.
How old were you?
I was 6.
And
he
how old was he?
45. No, thanks, Kenny.
Just a guy hanging out with some buds.
Yeah, he was my friend, he told me. No, he was probably 7 or 8.
And he tried, but I didn't even know what butt fucking was back then.
Well, neither of us did either, but it didn't
So
happen, so I just remember
Was he erect?
I don't remember. I also don't remember. My pants were down. Who knew?
Okay.
Just trying
So maybe
some fun
he
stuff.
did.
Maybe, and I think I'd remember that.
Maybe he did, and you blacked it out.
Maybe.
We
Why
gotta
would I
put-
black out?
Is this
It's a fun
why? Is
experience.
this why you have all these baseball knowledge? Because that's like what you went to.
Oh, yeah, when he was trying to fuck my butt, I would just think of home runs and my heroes.
Who's leading the league in hitting right now?
Yeah, they would always know I was being raped to the hallway when they'd hear, "Let's go, Thurman."
Listen to Opie and Jimmy every morning here on Opie Radio. We're back with Opie and Jim.
And Doug Benson.
Yes.
And E-Rock is very excited because